Hi, I'm Daniel Likis, and welcome to Book 101 Review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest, one of her advocacy guiding high achievers to trade overload for health, time, and income freedom. Oh, I want that income freedom, financially independence. Because of lasting success starts with your biology, not your to-do list. No other than Dr. Maureen Gibbons.
Thank you so much for having me today, Daniel.
Dr. Mo, thank you so much for being part on Book 101 Review. And can you please introduce more about yourself?
Yes, my name is Dr. Mo, all over the interwebs, Maureen Gibbons, MD, in the real world. And I am an emergency medicine turned lifestyle medicine practice owner and physician that I realized there was a different way to do things. And I had a colleague tell me I can't work any harder. And I chuckled and I said, "Oh, wait, you think these people," we were walking through a very affluent neighborhood, "do you think they do shift work?" But this was a very traditional professional. He just looked at me and we sat and he just had this look and I thought, he doesn't understand.
And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Dr. Mo. Thank you. And today, let's talk about why you can't work any harder. Uh, your argument that we've reached the collective end of our ability to work harder, is this a biological limit, psychological one, or societal one?
Well, I think it's starts with society. And actually not even society, it's more of our internal drive because most of the high achievers out there, like myself, we get good at things. We like to do things. We like to succeed. We like to win.
Yes.
And so we keep picking up new tasks and new things. And, I've done Ironmans and I was on the ground in a level 2 trauma center working nights for over a decade. And I loved it. I wasn't burned out. And I realized that once I started to fix my biology, I had bandwidth. And then I learned what the word margin actually meant. And that took me about 3 years into the health journey to realize it's everyone looks for time management and productivity hacks. But if you don't fix your biology and start to get that bandwidth back, no calendar, no AI app, no productivity tool is going to actually make your nervous system start to regulate and get that level of peace you're looking for, right? Because it's not all the income in the world. It's not all the time in the world. It's just that level of I'm living in my truth.
Mm, definitely. Yes. And many people feel they are running a marathon at a sprint pace constantly. What are the undeniable physical and mental signals that we hit this hard work ceiling?
When it gets really bad, it's chest pain. And if you're doing that, go to the ER. That's a number 1.
Yes, true.
That can be the end of the road. I actually a colleague of mine was actually saying that both heart attack victims and highly educated professionals do the same thing with chest pain. We ignore it. And
Mhm.
I thought, "Oh, that hit hard." So, but really when your sleep starts to get disrupted, the first thing that happens for most of us is we start turning to other things, like food or alcohol or just distraction, doom scrolling in general. Everyone loves a good cat video, don't get me wrong.
True.
And it really starts when you start you're looking for escape, right? You're not living your life, you're looking for escape from your life. You can't wait until the weekend. You can't wait until the end of the shift. You can't wait until your next vacation. Instead of living your days built without an escape hatch because you love them.
Definitely. And Dr. Mo, how does pushing past at this point of sustainable effort actually lead to worse
Mhm.
performance, poorer decision making, and more mistakes? The opposite of what hard work is supposed to achieve.
Well, that's super interesting because it does. You keep piling on, and for me personally, when I realized that I just didn't pay my 3rd bill of the month, not because the money wasn't in the bank, because I forgot,
Uh-huh.
or I didn't realize it was there, or I, completely dropped the ball. There was so much on my plate, I just couldn't carry it all anymore, and I didn't know how to get out. And ironically, a book made for entrepreneurs is what opened that door for me. And I wasn't an entrepreneur at the time, but I had always, well, I'm a serial entrepreneur of sorts, but I was still working full time
Hmm.
and trying to make change. But that's my fail safe, is when I realize I'm not paying the bills. That's a problem.
Definitely something wrong. Too much heavy, the burden. So misconceptions and cultural narratives. How has the hustle culture and the
Mhm.
glorification of burnout sold as a false promise that sheer effort is sole determinant of success?
Yeah. Oh, then we don't have enough time. No,
Make
the
it short.
burnout term and hustle culture are frustrating. Number 1, the hustle culture, right? Work hard. We were told, we were sold a bill of goods. Work hard, get a good education, get a good job, retire, and then die. I'm like, that
Yes.
pretty much sounds awful. Okay.
True.
So, when you look at that, work really hard, get a good, for right now, kids are getting a college education, coming out $200,000 in debt and can't get a job to even pay that off. Like
True.
that's fallacy. Number 1, the work hard in the traditional path. It not like, if you're gonna be a doctor, yes, you have to go to medical school, but you can do it a little bit differently. You can still do it and save your sanity, for example. So you can hustle differently. You can actually outsource things to maintain your ability to stay in, what Gay Hendricks calls your zone of genius, right? Or at least your zone of excellence, because you want to free up your time to study medicine, even if you're in a traditional environment. But we learn that if you're capable, you do it all yourself. And that's a
Mhm.
trap. That's absolutely a trap.
Definitely. It's a trap, people. Get out. So, why do so many high achievers feel a sense of guilt, anxiety, or unproductivity when they are not working? How do we dismantle that conditioning?
Well, this one we can bring back to biology for sure, because once you carve those neural grooves, whether it's there anything that makes you feel better, makes you feel better, whether that's the chocolate chip cookie, whether that's overworking, shopping, anything. So, in order to disengage that flywheel, it takes a Herculean effort. And some people need medication. And that's absolutely, people will say, oh, it's a crutch. You should be able to do it on your own. But here's the kicker: every day you live on that flywheel that's getting you unhealthier is a day you don't live on the path to getting you healthier. So if you need medication temporarily or permanently, it's not a crutch, right? I mean, who
Mhm.
yells at you for taking a car to the store? How dare you take a car to the store? You should be able to walk both ways and carry everything. Why did you take a car?
Definitely, yes. And Dr. Mo, we often mistake being busy, answering emails, attended meetings, with making a genuine progress. How can we
Mhm.
tell the difference?
If it feels like you're playing whack a mole and you're just literally fielding dodgeballs at your head all day long. Oh, I've got this email. Oh, I've got this phone call. Oh, I've got this ding, 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 ding. Everything's coming in from the outside. That's not productive. That's like everybody walking into your private bedroom. Think about it this way, right? Walking into your private bedroom saying, hey, I need your time. I need your time. I need your time. That's not productive. It's the Eisenhower matrix. I mean, back if you look at like Steve, I mean, it goes before Stephen Covey, but he was one of the first that was in my life that was what's urgent is not always what's important, but it always gets taken care of, like those bills, right? If I
Mm,
don't produce a system to pay the bills, it becomes urgent when the bill is now has a $38 late fee.
mm. Indeed. If we can't work harder, you suggest we must work differently.
Yes.
What is the role of intentional rest, boredom, and daydreaming in fostering
Mm.
the creativity that brute force cannot?
So well said. And it is so hard. I call the high achievers that I work with, I call us the dangerously overeducated because we just think, oh, wait, I have an hour. I know I can get this done. I can work on this project. I can work on that project. Could you grab a piece of paper, an iPad, either or, not picky, and draw, draw a vision, draw even dreaming about your goals. I have pictures in my studio here that I've had for at least 25 years. One is a hammock on a porch and the other is a chair on a porch overlooking the ocean. And that's daydreaming for me. And not just setting the goals where in order to buy the house on the ocean, I have to have this, this, and this, because that's where my brain wants to go. I want to create the how. But when you create the what will trigger your reticular activating system in your brain, and you will start to see opportunities, make connections with people, and start relationships that number one, feed your soul. And two, next thing you know, you're going to be like, oh, hey, I met a realtor who sent me a text who said, I have the perfect house for you.
Yes, I have a perfect offer for sure. Is the ultimate skill in this new paradigm not about doing more things better, but about strategically deciding what not to do at all?
That's 100% and hard. It's so hard because success is often what you don't do. And for a lot of my patients in my lifestyle medicine practice, a lot of what we do, they're like, oh, how much protein do I need? What do I need for electrolytes? And we're always adding, right? What should I do for exercise? And I tell them, I would like you to take this month and allow. I would like you to, of course, think about getting in protein first and think about sipping on electrolytes throughout the day with your water. As an example, yes, you will need to get some movement in. I suggest you walk around your neighborhood and do some push-ups or sit-ups or whatever they can physically do, right? And because it's the allowing messages to come through, choosing that intentional life of I'm not going to rush today. I'm going to create space. And that will allow your creativity to come in and that can compound. It compounds your health. It decreases the excess cortisol, will decrease your excess body fat. It will feel like it's creating time in your day, and eventually it will. And then you start to create that income because you're producing value for the world.
Yes, relax, take a deep breath, and give space to everything that you're doing. Sit and relax. Have a Kit Kat. Oh. So, Dr. Mo, how can we shift our focus from personal output to creating leverage through systems, technology, delegation, or unique insight to achieve exponentially greater results with less personal effort?
So many things that we do are not important. Like I said, in that Eisenhower matrix, which is the four quadrants with the urgent and important on the X and Y axis, so many of the things we do can be automated, whether it's by a program, especially now. We have so much technology right at our fingertips. It's eliminate, delegate, or automate. And the delegation and the automation is the same thing because if you don't set up, ask me how I know, if you don't set up an adequate system to delegate, you're going to hop right back in and have to do it yourself. But when you learn how to create those systems, for example, I never touch an email that hasn't been touched by my assistant first. That's a system. She knows what goes where, and we meet every day and every day she works. And we talk about, oh, I don't know what to do with this. Then that goes into her system. We just build this system over time so she can handle 80% of my emails. I see 20% of them on a bad day.
It's a good system. Dr. Mao, truly, truly effective system. So, Dr. Mao, as entrepreneur or as a coach, what are your short-term and long-term goals?
Short term is I just launched Elevate, which is my coaching program based on my book coming out a month from today. I am so very excited.
Math,
Thank
congratulations.
you. It is the second book. The first one was that first book we all put out that really just needs to get out of our brain. This one is really tactical and I hope will inspire at least at least one person to have that freedom to shift. And that's the title of the book because it's you don't need permission from me, but I'll give it to you.
Thank you for giving it, Miss Dr. Mao. Thank you, and looking forward for that book. And please do come over and let's talk about it on Book 101 Review. So, what will be your piece of advice for those people out there who want to be like you?
The best piece of advice I can tell you is to invest in a coach. Not because I am a coach, because I am not the coach for everyone, for sure. But I have been through about a dozen business coaches and or programs over the past 5 years, and it has been an invaluable experience. Now I've got the number one, like my kind of dialed in coach. Now that I've really got one, I've got a couple of different coaches, um, but there's one that stands at the forefront. And the advice that you get from staying in the same space and getting focused advice. Now, find a coach who has what you want, exactly what you asked, Daniel. It's the you look at someone and say, I'm not going to pattern my life after somebody who works 80 hours a week and never sees their family, right?
Yes.
I'm going to pattern my life after someone who has an enormous influence, is growing on social media, is growing in influence with both entrepreneurs and in his family, gives back to his family. Like that's very important to me. And so that's what find the right coach. And I can almost guarantee number one, it's not going to be the first one. And number two, you can always have more than one. I have four at the current moment. And I think going to try to pare that down to three. But don't pave the way yourself. Trust me, get mentors.
Yes, get mentors, and for sure, they will direct you the right path that you want to be. And Dr. Mo, tell us what is all about Happy First.
So that was my first book. Wrote it it got published in January of 2021. And it's about, there are very tactical themes in it, which are how to win life in the moment. It's got nutrition, it's got mindset, it's got exercise. But happy first as a concept is that we are all happy at our core. And the key to that happiness and finding that happiness, even if you've never felt it consciously, is removing what stands between you and your happy. That's there on the inside.
Happy First. You need to have the happy pills every day, people, because laughter is the best medicine, right, Dr. Mao?
Cat videos. Yes.
Yes, for sure. And can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey, Dr. Mao?
Yes. The number one book that cracked everything open for me with this journey was Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. And
Interesting.
that one and The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks are two of my absolute favorites that I reference quite often because I don't believe we'll ever get to our true zone of genius until you can buy back your time to get yourself out of that your zone of competence. And you don't even realize you're stuck in that zone of competence, but you just keep doing the tasks that you're good at because you're good at them.
Yes, definitely. And if we can't work any harder, how must we define our personal and cultural definition of success
Mhm.
itself?
Well, I think everyone has to define success individually, right? If I have $10 million in the bank, but I lost my family in the process, that's not success to me.
True.
If I drive myself into the ground and I'm making $500,000 a year, but I lost my health in the process, not success. I don't believe in balance, on the other hand. So because it sounds like I'm talking about work-life balance, but I do believe in work-life integration. That you've got to wake up, know you're producing value in whatever job, whether you work for someone else, you work for yourself, you know that you're producing value at work. You know that you're seen at work, you're seen as an employee, you're seen as whatever role brings you that feeling of accomplishment, not at the expense of your health, sometimes your finances, and your family and relationships.
What is the long term cost to our health, our relationships, and our creativity if or of ignoring this fundamental limit?
As an emergency physician on the ground for 15 years, I can tell you that so many people worked themselves into stress induced and or metabolic disorder diseases. Whether it's the I'm so stressed out, I deserve this glass of wine. I'm stressed out, oh, eat the chocolate, you deserve it. What do you mean deserve it? Like it's punishment. You're actually hurting your body. And I'm not saying I don't eat it. Don't get me wrong. I am not an all or nothing kind of gal. But don't kid yourself and say I earned it because I worked hard. Do you think
Mm.
Richard Branson, who works a couple hours a day and lives in that creative space because that's where he lives, that's where his brain lives, he would never reward himself for working hard. He would probably chastise himself for working hard.
Or instead, Dr. Mo, I'm stressed today. I need a $5 million in reverse. Oh, that'd be awesome. It will energize you for sure. And before we wrap up our discussion for today, Dr. Mo, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and my book one review in fifth season too. Comedy 101 in second season, and my Food 101 in fifth season as well. Geography 101 in fourth season, and my Baby Podcast Law 101 and Mental Health 101. Love Letters in third season, and Movie 101 Review and Music 101 in fourth season, and Science 101 and Sex 101 in each first season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Dr. Mao, finally, or ultimately what becomes possible in our lives, of our work, and our society when we finally accept that we can't work any harder and we start working wiser.
The best way I can phrase it is just remember that success shouldn't feel like failure.
Yes. And happy first.
Live happy first.
Yes, how to win life in the moment, at home, at work, at the gym, and even in the kitchen, and even in podcasting. Be happy first. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Dr. Now. Looking forward for the book, and please do come over on all my podcasts and let's promote it. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy, your coaching, your books, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Absolutely. Best way to find me is to go to shiftwithdrmo.com.
Yeah, simple as that, people. Let's support Dr. Mo Gibbons because if you support her, for sure, more and more empowering coaching to come. More and more empowering books to come. So, Miss Maureen, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Daniel.
More to come, people. See you soon.